everybody, and thanks for checking in. This is just a really quick lesson where we're going to spend some time reviewing what we know about slope, and then I'm going to show you how to use the slope of a line and an ordered pair for a point on that line. And using just those two things, I'm going to show you how to graph the line on the coordinate plane. So, it says graph a line using slope and 1 point. That's what we're going to be talking about. Here it says in red that you can graph a line on the coordinate plane using just the slope of the line and 1 point, right? One ordered pair. So here's how I tell my students to do this. If you're given 1 point that's on the line and you're given the slope of the line, the first step is going to be to plot the point that you're given. So the ordered pair, whatever it is, the x and the y, you're going to plot that. That's your starting point on your coordinate plane. Once you get that starting point down there, you're going to use your slope as your driving directions. Now you may have heard me talk about slope being driving directions in previous lessons. Let's just do a little reminder about what slope is down here. Remember that slope equals rise over run, or the change in the y values over the change in the x values. So slope is represented, at least for now, as a ratio, right? As a fraction. And it's the rise from 1 point to the next. That's your top number. So that's your vertical movement, up or down. And the run, which is your bottom number of your ratio, that's the change in the y's, or in the x's. So that's your side to side. So if I gave you a slope of 2/3, the top number is positive, so you would go up 2, and the bottom number is positive, so you would go right 3. What if it was -2/3? Well, if the top number is negative, that's where you would go down 2 units. And the bottom number is positive, so we go right those units. All right? So the top number is your up or down number, and the bottom number is your right or left number. Again, it's all about positives and negatives, and thinking about the axes on the coordinate plane, and thinking about, would we be moving up or down for that number, or would we be moving right or left? Okay? I think you'll catch on. This really isn't all that tricky. Here's a good example. It says graph the line that passes through the point, -3, -4, and has a slope of 1/2. And I've put some little arrows on there for you to kind of help you get started so that we're remembering how to plot points and we're remembering how to use slope as our driving directions from our starting point. Okay, here we go. Step 1 is plot the ordered pair. So we're going to plot -3, -4. So starting at the origin, -3 means go left 3, and -4 means go down 4. So this is your starting point right here. That is -3, -4. Now, from there, I'm going to use my slope of 1/2, or 1/2, as my driving directions to put the next few points on the coordinate plane so that I can draw my straight line. So if the slope is 1/2, both those numbers are positive. So that's going to say up 1, right 2. So from our original point that we just plotted, we're going to go up 1, right 2, and there's another point. And from there, go up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. Connect your dots, and you know what better happen, right? Better make a straight line. So when I say that slope, the ratio that we use for slope, can be used as your driving directions, what I mean by that is those numbers can tell you where do we go from our starting point. And where's our starting point? Well, that's the point that they give you. That's that ordered pair that we start with. Okay, let's look at another one. Graph the line that passes through the point -4, +1. So you're going to plot that point. And then it has to have a slope of -2/3. Again, I've got some little arrows on there to kind of help you remember rise over run and how to plot that original point. So let's get going here with the ordered pair. -4 means go left 4. +1 means go up 1. There's my original point. That's that guy. Now I look at my slope for my driving directions. -2/3. That means -2, down 2, and a +3 means right 3. So there's my next point. And go down 2, right 3, and now I'm out of graph space. Connect those dots, nice straight line. Well, close enough to a straight line. If I had a ruler, it would be perfectly straight. Okay? So again, this is where we started, and then we went down 2, right 3, down 2, right 3. All right, that's how we got from one point to the next. One more example here. Graph the line that passes through the point of 3, 1 and has an undefined slope. Okay. 3, 1 would be right 3, up 1. Okay, there's my original point. Right 3, up 1. And has an undefined slope. Do you remember what undefined slope looks like? It's so steep that you cannot use a ratio to measure it. That is a vertical line that has an undefined slope, and it passes through the point +3, +1. And that's the answer. During class time, I'm going to have a worksheet for you to do where you're going to practice the skill of plotting a point and then using the slope as your driving directions to get a couple more points plotted so that you can draw your straight line. All right? So I hope this didn't take too much of your time. Looks like about 7 minutes. I hope this made sense. And I'll see you in class.